guys, welcome back to another video here on Nicholistic. For today's yoga practice is going to be a very easy, gentle vinyasa flow. What you'll need for this practice is 2 yoga blocks and straps. If you don't have these items, that's okay. For straps, you could use a scarf or a blanket. For yoga blocks, if you find something that's kind of the shape of this, then that would work perfect. If not, just honor the body, respect it, listen to it, and that's it. So let's get started.
Before we begin today's practice, make sure your yoga blocks are at the front of your mat on either side. We're going to come to a comfortable seated position with the eyes closed and hands resting on the knees. And we're just going to come into the breath and notice the rising and the falling of the chest. Notice the calmness. We're going to begin by just rolling the shoulders up and back, inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you come down. Just nice slow circles. And we're going to drop that right ear to that right shoulder and hold, breathing into the left side of the neck. And slowly roll your chin down to your chest and bring the other ear to the other side, holding for just a moment as we rock back to the other side. And just do a couple of half circles, warming up the neck for today's practice. And we're going to slowly bring our head back to center. We're going to look right and hold. Inhaling, looking left, looking straight, and we're going to lift that chin up, bringing the neck back, and slowly bringing it down, bringing your gaze all the way down to your lap. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead, bringing palms together. Exhale, palms down to the chest. Let's do this one more time. Big reach up. Bringing hands down to heart center. This next time, inhale, hands up. You're going to drop that right hand down, slide it to the side, bringing that left arm up and over, feeling a stretch in that left side body. And inhaling. And coming over to the other side, sliding that left arm down, bringing that right arm up and over, and feeling that stretch, breathing into that stretch, and coming back to a neutral spine. One more lift up overhead with the arms, bringing palms together to heart center, breathing here. And we're going to warm up the wrists by just doing some small circles. And then reverse the direction. We're going to stick our arms out to a T and just move the fingers. And then flip palms up, still moving those fingers. We're going to bring our palms together, interlacing the fingers, and just doing a figure 8. And if this is possible for you, reverse the direction. And bringing palms together, and you're going to press down, pressing the palms into each other until you feel that stretch in the wrist. Dropping the arms down, you're going to lift up one more time, hands up overhead, inhaling, exhaling down, palms to heart center. We're going to move our way into tabletop. If your knees have a hard time being in tabletop, you can always roll a blanket and place them underneath the knees. And we're just going to do some small circles, warming up the wrist and the hips, just kind of moving in a fun way. And reverse the direction. Coming back to neutral spine. You're going to flip your palms out to the side and grip your fingers to the mat so they lift up kind of like a spider legs, and just rock back and forth. Bringing the palms back to center and moving into cat-cow. We're going to engage the core, drop the belly down, bring the gaze up. Exhale, rounding out the back. Inhale, dropping belly down, bringing gaze up. And exhale, arching back. And do this a couple more times. Remembering to breathe, exhale, and inhale. We're going to separate the knees slightly and push back into child's pose. Resting the third eye on the mat. Just coming into the breath here. And inhaling, coming up. Bringing knees together, we're going to come back into tabletop, curl the toes, and press back into down dog. If this is too hard on your wrist, then you can always come down into dolphin. Remembering to honor the body and respect your practice. We're going to come back into down dog, or if you're in dolphin, we're just going to meet at the top of the mat, either walking forward or just coming to the front into a forward fold. We're going to come up halfway lift and folding back down. We're going to press into the feet, bring the arms up overhead, inhale, exhale, bringing palms down to heart center. We're going to drop the arms down, inhale, bringing arms back up overhead. Bringing the hands down to heart center. We're going to hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. If you have your blocks next to you, you're going to bring them right next to your toes. We're going to step that left leg back into a runner's lunge, using those blocks to help support. If this is too much, then you can always drop that knee down. And just pressing into the hip. And breathing here. And very gently moving the blocks away, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, bringing that leg back. We're going to drop the knees, slowly move down into chaturanga, and move into cobra. And exhale down, we're going to do one more cobra. Inhaling up, remembering no pressure on the hands. Exhaling, coming down. Using the strength of the arms to press back, tabletop, curl the toes, press back, down dog, or into dolphin. Catching the breath here. Looking at the top of your mat, you're going to step that left leg forward, runner's lunge, gently grabbing the blocks. And again, dropping that knee down if that's more comfortable for you. Just pressing into the hip. Very carefully moving the blocks out of the way, we're going to come to a top of a push-up. Slowly lower down to your knees, lower down chaturanga, and moving into cobra. Exhaling, coming down. We're going to do one more. Inhale, coming up. We're going to exhale, coming down. Using the strength of the arms, press back into tabletop, curl the toes, and press into down dog or into that dolphin. And if you want here, you can play with your down dog, just like bending into the right knee or bending into the left. And we're going to meet into forward fold, the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Pressing into the feet, rolling up, bringing hands up overhead. Bringing palms together, hands down at heart center. And we're going to do that sequence one more time, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. We're going to step that left leg back, runner's lunge. Bringing hands down to the mat, top of a push-up. Slowly lower the knees down, chest to the mat, coming up into cobra. Exhale down, and do that one more time. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come down using the strength of the arms, press back into tabletop and back into dolphin or downward facing dog. And looking at the top of your mat, you're going to bring that left leg forward, runner's lunge. Remembering to breathe and smile. We're going to come back down onto our hands, top of a push-up. Slowly lower knees down, chaturanga, up into cobra. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, coming back into cobra. And pressing back, tabletop, curl the toes, press into downward facing dog or into dolphin. Reaching those heels back, tailbone high. We're going to slowly walk our way to the front of the mat into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, pressing into the feet, rolling up, bringing hands up overhead, bringing palms down to heart center. Again, reaching up high with the arms. Exhale, palms down to heart center and drape to mountain. You're going to bring your hands to your hips, reaching elbows back. Inhale. Exhale, stepping that right leg back into warrior one, pressing those arms into the hips, and reach the arms up overhead. You're going to open the arms up to the side into warrior two, gaze looking forward just past the fingertips. Really bending into that knee. You're going to flip that front palm up and reach it up and back, dropping that right arm down the leg and stretching into that side body for a reverse warrior. Engaging the core, coming up, you're going to drop that arm down to the knee, reaching that right arm up and over. That side angle stretch. Inhaling, coming up. You're going to straighten that front knee and moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Dropping that left hand to that left knee and hinging forward. And you can always grab a block here if this is too straining on you. Just using that block to help you assist. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to move into reverse triangle, dropping that right arm down, lifting that left arm up, remembering to keep that front knee straight. Inhale, coming forward, bending back into that knee, dropping arms down into runner's lunge, grabbing the blocks if you need to. And coming into a top of a push-up. And slowly lower down to chaturanga and up into up dog. Exhaling, coming back into downward facing dog or into dolphin, whatever is in your practice today. And we're going to walk the feet to the front of the mat, meeting in forward fold. And inhale, come up halfway lift. Exhale, folding back down. Pressing into the feet, rolling up, bringing arms up overhead, bringing palms together, down to heart center. And drape to mountain. We're going to bring our hands back to our hips, reaching elbows back, inhaling. Exhale, step that left leg back into warrior one. And exhale, pressing into warrior two, bending into that front knee. I'm going to flip that front palm up, reach forward slightly, and then press it back into reverse warrior. Exhale, coming forward. I'm going to drop that elbow down to that knee, reach the arm up and over by that ear. And breathing here. Engaging the core, you're going to come back up into warrior two, straighten that front knee into triangle trikonasana. You're going to drop that right arm down right in front of the knee, bringing that left arm up. And using a block if that is in your practice. And slowly moving the block, engaging the core, you're going to come back up into triangle and move into a reverse triangle. Feeling that stretch in that side body. Inhaling, coming back up into neutral spine, bending into that front knee for warrior two, dropping arms down into runner's lunge. Gently moving the blocks, we're going to press our hands down into the top of a push-up. We're going to hold here for just a sec, maybe rocking back and forth. We're going to slowly lower down chaturanga and up into upward facing dog. Using the strength of the arms, pressing back into down dog or into dolphin. And breathing here. We're going to come down to our knees, separate slightly, and move into child's pose. And if you want, you can bring the hands back by the feet and just kind of rocking back and forth. And just coming into stillness. We're going to inhale, coming up into hero's pose, bringing the arms up overhead, inhaling, exhaling, bringing palms down to heart center. And breathing here. You're going to slowly come up to a standing position. And we're going to make our way into tree pose. Starting with the right, just going to open up that right knee, resting the foot either on the mat or in the shin or in the inner thigh. And smiling here. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. And breathing here. And bring our hands down to heart center, bringing that knee into center and release it down. Transferring that weight over to that right foot as we move into the left side. And resting that foot where it feels comfortable for you. Remembering to play with balance. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And breathe. Exhale, bringing hands down to heart center, bringing that left knee in and release it down to the mat. Let's step our feet out just a little bit and just kind of rock the hips from side to side. Just playing with movement here and just getting into the body. And place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And just coming into the breath, just filling it with love. We're going to slowly make our way down to our bellies, bringing hands up overhead, exhaling down into forward fold. We're going to step back into a runner's lunge. And moving into a top of a push-up. And slowly move down chaturanga. And this time just come all the way down to your belly. Bringing arms out by your side and resting your neck to one side. And just let everything go here. Bringing your chin to the mat, you're going to inhale. On an exhale, you're going to lift your feet and your arms up off the mat. And exhaling, releasing down. Bringing your gaze to the other side. And we're going to do bow pose one more time, bringing the chin to the mat. We're going to inhale, exhale, lifting everything up as high as you can. Maybe lift a little bit higher, and exhale, releasing down, bringing the gaze to the other side. Inhale, bringing the feet up, and we're going to rock our feet from side to side. And slowly lower down. You're going to bring your chin back to the mat, but press your fingers up by your shoulders. Using the strength of your arms, push back into tabletop. And coming up into hero's pose, sitting on your heels. We're going to inhale, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing hands down to heart center. I'm going to untuck the feet and swing them out for staff pose, bringing the legs out straight and sitting up tall. If you want to use a strap here, you can, or if you don't have a strap, you can use a scarf. Just going to take this strap and wrap it around the feet. We're going to lift up tall and then hinge forward, trying to elongate the spine, not curve it. And just feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And really try to push yourself. And slowly coming up. We're going to do that one more time. Just shake out the legs a little bit. We're going to inhale, the arms reaching up, elongate the spine and reach forward. And if you can't touch your toes, that's okay. Just honoring your practice and where you're at today. It's not about touching your toes. It's about being present here in your body. And slowly coming up, you're going to remove that strap off to the side, and we're going to come laying flat onto your back body, nice and slow. And having a bend in the knees, you're going to place your hands on either side of your body and just let your knees rock from side to side. Just relieving the pressure in your back. Bringing your feet as close as you can to your sit bones. You're going to press into your hands and lift up as high as you can. Remembering to breathe here. And just filling your belly with breath and slowly lower down. And again, lifting the hips as high as you can go. And if you want to take this deeper, roll the shoulders on your back body and interlace the fingers and pressing up. Breathing here. Lifting up a little bit higher, you're going to release the hands if you have your hands clasped and slowly lower down. And let's do those windshield wipers with the knees again from side to side. Breathing with each movement. We're going to hug our knees into our chest, curling into a little ball. You can also use a strap here by placing it around your knees and pulling on the strap to bring the knees closer into the chest. And slowly bringing the knees down, moving the strap to the side. I'm going to lay completely flat. And we're going to inhale, bringing the knees back into the chest, and we're going to move into happy baby. Separating the knees slightly, you're going to grab onto the inside of the feet. And if you can't reach your feet, then grab that strap one more time. Wrap it around the bottom of your feet. And pull down on the straps as much as you can. And if you want a little bit of movement here, you can rock back and forth, massaging the lower back. And slowly coming out of Happy Baby, removing that strap if you were using it to the side. Hug the knees into the chest one last time. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together, placing one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. And just finding your breath here. Just coming into stillness. And very gently, we're going to bring the knees back up together and then bring the legs out straight, moving into Shavasana. If laying flat is too hard on your back, you can always keep your knees bent. But here your arms should be separated slightly, palms facing up, and just let everything go here. Remembering you have nothing to do or nothing to achieve, just be here in the moment. And just let everything go. And very gently coming back into the moment, stretching the arms up overhead as if awakening from a restful sleep. We're going to gently turn over to our right side, hugging our knees into our chest, and just thanking ourselves for the practice today. Using the strength of the arms to come up into a comfortable seated position. Hands resting on the knees, eyes closed, and just taking notice of how your body feels and what the practice did for you today. And bring your hands to heart center, chin to chest. Namaste.